Right, so I thought I'd do an introduction video to get things started. My name is Adrian and I am known as the Nowhere Photographer on Instagram and Twitter. You may have seen clips around and photographs, and I've basically been pressured into starting YouTube. Not something I ever wanted to do, and I don't really enjoy YouTube in terms of presenting it. I'm much happier behind the camera and for the photography I do, and move on from there really. And then you can use this as a reference to come back to, rather than asking me over and over again which things I used. So let's get the ball rolling. Move this out of the way. Two camera setup, pretty simple. Two camera setup with a 70-200 lens and a 24-70. So there's the two camera bodies. It really doesn't matter anymore which cameras you use. They're 2.8, so they're pretty good in low light. That's really all that matters now. Is that covers me for most things that I do. So yeah, choose any brand you want. They'll pretty much all work fine. Luckily in mine, I've got boring things out the way. Mine shoot, I don't know if this is going to be in focus or not. Mine shoots CF Express Type A and SD card. So I use one card as pretty much a built-in backup, a larger card, and then the SD card is smaller and can be changed out as and when. The one thing I will mention, that even though they're incredibly expensive items, my lens hoods do not lock in place very well. And these are £160 each. And I've had the displeasure of losing one already. So what I do is I just tape the lens hood on when I'm going out. So very much a simple thing to do, but essential, because it's very upsetting to lose a lens hood that's £160. So yeah, that's out of the gates. Two cameras, two bodies. You don't need two cameras. You probably get away with one, to be honest. The other thing I get asked a lot, and is quite irritating after a while, is how do I get the footage? Let me see if this is going to be in focus or not. I haven't got a monitor for this because I'm not a professional video guy, but I've got a adapted hot shoe cover, and that slides on there. That tightens up. Hopefully you can see that. And then this just goes on here like this. Just clips on. That's how I get the footage. It's not rocket science, just clips on there. You probably see them around. You can use any brand you want, and the same goes for this camera. I actually use a DJI Nano, and that just slots in there. The same thing happens with this camera, so I can have two cameras with two on top, if that makes sense. That's out of the way. Yeah, that pretty much covers me for POV and videography at the same time, because obviously I've got two hands full. My France trip, which is another one, is coming up, which a lot of people ask for. What do I take? In all honesty, not very much. This certainly won't come in the water with me. I'll take one spare battery for these cameras and one probably for this action camera, but I don't think I'd ever go through it. So those two come with me in the water, and I've got one of these. It's basically, it's a waterproof bum bag. That goes in there like that, and then you pull it all the way tight, and then you strap this around your chest so that it's right at the top. So it goes like that, so that you can get into the water up to your neck, and there's very little chance that that's going to get water in there. Touch wood, that's how it works. That's how it's supposed to work. Yeah, photography wise, mainly you probably see my photography from protests. Most of my photography is from protest so far. I've done quite a few events. I'll put some up here as we talk along in terms of the style that I have. Yeah, I don't really want to share how I frame images, because I think that's something that people can judge for themselves, and also you can come up with your own style. But for me, it's a case of I learned from landscape photography, and I'll post some of those images up now. That gives you the compositional skills from landscape photography, the foreground, midground and background. And that's how I frame my protest photography when I can. Sometimes you don't have a chance, you just got to get the shot. So with regards to protest photography and framing, what I'll normally do is try and create a natural frame from the foreground out of focus. So that'll either be a person, an object in the foreground, and it'll create a natural framing, like a natural vignette to an image. And that'll give you that depth in dimensions to the images. And a natural focal point. Otherwise, your image is purely flat if you're just taking an image. Shallow depth of field does help there if you're using a high-end lens, but you can create that with any lens. Give you a natural depth of field if you put something really, really close to the scene, and then beyond that, it will be out of focus. The object here will be out of focus, and you'll be able to create that kind of depth of field and that character to an image. That's what I try and capture. I'm not really a portrait photographer in terms of people posing. Most of my best images are where people they're unaware that their image is being taken. It's not really my style to do the posed images. I struggle with them. It just isn't for me really. So everybody has a different style and technique that they need to master and feel comfortable with, and mine is more of a candid shot that people don't realise being taken, and that, for me, they come across the best. They're more natural. So this week on Thursday night, I believe about 6 o'clock, I'm driving from South Manchester to Calais. Well, I'm driving to Dover. You can't drive to Calais. Driving to Calais and Dover, then Calais, to capture some migrants, hopefully in the water in the next few days. So I'll hopefully take that in another video. I'll post this one quickly just to try and introduce myself. Any questions you have, fire away. This is just, in all honesty, we just to kind of get the ball rolling to start off with and test some settings and make sure the microphone's working, to be honest. Any questions you have, fire away, as long as they're reasonable. I'm extremely tolerant person in terms of putting up with stupidity. However, I don't make any money off this. This isn't for a living. There'll be no sponsored things on this channel. I will talk about gear and what I like and don't like about gear in terms of is it worth buying and what I think of things that I've used. It won't be sponsored. The brands, A, they don't know I exist, and B, they don't really care. And maybe one day they will care, but it'll be too late to take those videos down. So I'll discuss things in detail as we go along. I might do dedicated videos on certain things if people want them, more information on settings and so forth. But in all honesty, the best set of advice that I've been given is get closer to a subject. People want to stay away, but get closer, and also learn your equipment. Read the manual, read how to do the settings, learn everything about your cameras. So many people I know, they don't actually know how to use things. They don't know the best settings, what it's capable of. Spend the time when you buy a camera, if you're on a plane journey or you're relaxing one night, go on YouTube, download the manual, learn things, watch the reviews on them, and learn off people who actually use them. That's how you'll realise the limits of the camera, and then you won't be able to just blame the camera for a missed shot. It'll probably most likely be your fault, which it normally is with me. When I miss a shot, it's 9 times out of 10 it's because of me, not the camera. So enough waffling for a first video. I hope you've kind of enjoyed it. If you've tolerated it to the end, well done. This is not the setting we'll probably do most of the videos. They'll mostly be out and about, mainly because I find these types of videos tedious and boring. It's really about hopefully bringing you along on the channel to experience what I experienced, learning from me, and also hopefully opening your eyes to what's going on in England. That is why I started doing this, and hopefully you can see the rawness through the footage and the photos that and make your own mind up about the situation that we find ourselves in England in 2026. So that's it. So hopefully next video will be from France, and I'll have some images similar to these ones that I'll pop up now, and you can come along for the journey or unsubscribe. I really don't care. So yeah, have a lovely day, and I will see you on the next one.